Raw and Uncut, Raw Reaction, back with another video. Check this out today. You're not going to want to miss this. If you're into Chicano rap, you're into Mexican rap, and the whole thing that's going on with the Sureno rappers, Norteño rappers, well, this is Big Tone right here, the homie from up north, in Northern California. I believe he's from Antioch, right? Much respect to these guys. Now, Vlad TV was doing an interview with him, and if you saw the video, you're right here in this video, the context of it is, Vlad TV is basically telling him that when it comes to Sureno rappers and Norteño rappers have always basically made it big, and how come Norteño rappers haven't really made it to the status of the Sureno rappers? Now, this is Vlad TV talking, not me. I'm just paraphrasing what Vlad's asking him. And it gets to a point where they start naming rappers. They name Be Real, whatever, and Be Real's not a Sureno, but Be Real was a blood, but he didn't come out banging like that, so to speak. So they're going back and forth, they're having a dialogue, and then he brings up Lil Rob. Okay, he brings up Lil Rob, and there's something that's said here that's very interesting, and I want to bring clarification to it. Without further ado, let's get into this Raw and Uncut Raw Reaction. Gonna do this one right here. Check it out. After the video right here, we're gonna stop it, and I'm gonna put some clarification on this, and you'll understand why I'm doing this video. Let's get into this shit.
But I think that's still fresh, man. But I think you were asking why you know, I think no Northerners blow up or something like that. If that was the question,
yeah.
And even Southerners, man, like how many Southerners really just blew up that are really like top selling chart artists? It depends on what you're saying, blown up. I'm talking about as far as like a YG status or someone that you're comparing to Nipsey. Is there any? I'm just curious. I don't know.
Yeah,
no,
I mean,
viral. There's like internet dudes that are going up for sure.
I mean, you're right. I mean, you got guys like Be Real, but Be Real was a blood.
But he's not a gang.
Yeah, he was a blood at the time that he was started out rapping. He wasn't a.
But he wasn't coming out repping that. He came out as Cypress Hill. He wasn't coming out as a blood rapper. You know.
Well, I mean, he was definitely coming out as a gang-related rapper.
Yeah.
Like, I mean, you know, first single was Hand on the Pump. You know what I mean? Or
gangster,
Just Kill a Man. Like,
gangster
you know,
rap.
I mean, this is definitely gangster rap.
But it was different versus like the banging on wax albums and stuff back then. They was really banging on they tracks.
Yeah, I mean, Lil Rob definitely had some hits.
Yeah, but is Lil Rob a actual Sureno gang member though? I don't think he is.
I don't think he really touches on that.
Yeah, to me,
but
Lil Rob.
I think from being from out here, you get
affiliated type of but I don't look at him as like an actual. I've never seen him throw like gangs up and throw signs up and disrespect other people. I've never seen him be that character. So I could see him just representing his culture down here and being that. But
I mean, Lazy Boy said that he would never do a song with a.
Now here's the thing. You heard what they were talking about, right? And there's a lot of people on the internet that saw that clip of Big Tone saying that he didn't look at Lil Rob as the gangbanger, kind of disrespectful. And it's true. Lil Rob didn't, I mean, if you look at some of his older stuff, like on the B-sides, not the radio stuff, but if you went into the albums and shit, like I heard a couple of songs, he was banging on albums and shit, and there's some pictures of him throwing up gang signs or whatever. But here's the thing. Just because you throw up gang signs, just because you're on a record banging does not make you a legitimate banger. And in the case of Lil Rob, I can speak on this because I met him. In 2006, I met him in Fresno, California. The Latin Jam was in town. I, as an artist, was opening up for him, Amanda Perez, Pitbull, Playing Skills, MB Riders, Gemini, and I think there was like one other. I don't remember who it was. Well, I went it was the Warner's Theater, downtown Fresno. I went there a couple hours before the show because I wanted to get to my dressing room, see, you know, get acquainted with everything. I had never performed there before, but I'm from Fresno. These guys are in town. It's my hometown of Fresno. Mind you, when I get there, I'm wearing a red and black San Francisco Giants hat, all red with the black SF. I got a red and black Jordan shirt with the Air Flight guy in the middle. I got black Dickie black Dickie shorts, and I got red and black Jordans on. When I go to the back and get up to, if you ever been to the Warner's Theater behind Backstage where the dressing rooms are, there's a long hallway corridor, and the dressing rooms are like on the left side. Kind of scattered, but ours were on the left side. And as I come back there, they only let me bring a photographer. The promoter did not let me bring any friends with me because they were afraid we were going to get into a melee with the Southerners that were obviously going to be there backstage with Lil Rob and with the rest of them. But mainly Lil Rob. So they told me I could only perform if I brought one person and it could be a cameraman or whatever. So I brought my boy with me, a guy who was not in any shape to fight because he's dealing with kidney and pancreas issues and he's diabetic. He's not in any shape to fight. He's a friend of mine, but he's gonna be my photographer. So when we get back there, I look across the corridor and who do I see stand back there by himself? Lil Rob. I'm about 5'7". He's probably about 5'3" or 4 or 5'2", maybe 5'1", 110 pounds. He's got a long white tee on with the blue fucking Dickie Painter pants on with the white stitching, some white and black Cortez leather with a brown rag around his head. And remember how I'm dressed. So I see him, I said, "What's up, Lil Rob?" And he turns and looks at me, and he doesn't have no sunglasses on. He looks at me and my photographer like he's seen a ghost because he sees the way that I'm dressed. And I walk up to him. I'm not a banger, but I'm from Fresno and I represent my city. But I've never been a gangbanger. All the homies were fucking telling me, man, when you see him, beat him up, smash him, this and that. I'm like, I'm gonna give the dude the benefit of the doubt. I'm on Coco 94 at the time. They're on Coco 94 at the time. He is. All the other guys, they know who I am. They know who I am versus they're hearing me on the radio. I got 4 songs in rotation at the time. So they know who I am, and it's confirmed when I say, "What's up, Lil Rob?" Hey, and he shakes my hand. I say, "What's up, bro? Rob D. I'm opening up for you guys tonight. I'm from Fresno. I ain't tripping on that gang shit. I'm doing this music shit, bro." He's like, "Yeah, I heard you on Coco 94." He has like a real, like a deep voice or whatever for as small as he is. And he's like, "Yeah, I know who you are. I heard you, man." And I say, "Hey, man, what's up with collabing? You know, I respect your music. You're really good at what you do. And I'd like to collab with you, bro." "Yeah, after the show, hey, come to my dressing room and find me and we'll exchange information, man. But right now, I got to get back to my bus." Because he had that tour bus with his face wrapped around it and all that, right? And I said, "Okay." So I turned around, I talked to my homeboy Joe. He's like, "Man, that's cool as fuck." He's like, "Dude's cool as fuck." We took a picture, by the way. We took a picture. We're shaking hands. I don't have the picture because it was back in 06. The only copy I ever made because of what happened afterwards, I never had to make copies and never wanted to. But I wrote a cousin of mine who was doing time in federal prison in Texas, told him that I met Lil Rob down there and I took a picture with him. He didn't believe me because one of Lil Rob's cousins was locked up with him and said he shouldn't be taking no picture with some dude from Fresno. So I sent a big ass print like this through the mail to my cousin in fucking federal prison in Texas. He saw it, said his cousin was pissed. Like, what's he doing taking a picture with that fool from up north? They looked at me as a dude from up north. You know how that goes. I'm from Fresno. I'm not from there. I'm not banging, but I might as well be. So that happened. I never printed up any other pictures. I never wanted to see him because what happened afterwards, I go perform. We do a good job. The show's going on. Then about 3 or 4 artists later, Lil Rob goes up there. I wait for him to come back. When he gets back to his room, I wait about 10 minutes. And I go walking back there, me and the homeboy Joe. I'm like, let's go get this fool's information and let's get up out of here. So I come up to Lil Rob's door. It's wide open. His dressing room was 2 dressing rooms down from mine. So I come up out of my dressing room. I went in there, smoked real quick, came up out, his door is wide open because they open outside. And I go up to the door and the door's right here and I knock on it. Bam, bam, bam. It's open. I can see in. There's about 10 to 12 homies scattered, Surenos. Bald. Some of them got no shirts on. Some of them wife beaters. A couple of them good size. A couple of them regular size. A couple chubby dudes. And then Lil Rob's sitting on top of the counter where the mirror is with the lights around it with his back to the mirror and he's looking toward the door at me. And I'm like, "Hey, what's up, bro? Can I get that information for the collaboration and then, so I can leave?" And he goes, Hey, close that. And I thought he was telling me to come in and close the door. So I go to walk in, and when I go to walk in, 2 big homeboys get in front of me like bodyguards and shit. Big muscular motherfuckers, probably about 6 foot, 6'1", 240. And they said, "Nah, homie." And they went like this to me, and they closed the door in front of me. And I fucking looked at the door. They closed it in front of me, and I'm like, what the fuck? And Joe's like, "Damn, bro, let's get the fuck out of here, Rob," because he seen I was fucking pissed. I was like, "Man, fuck that motherfucker." And the homegirl Helen, that we opened, me and her opened for them. We did a song we had together called "Every Time." She's grabbing me by the arm because she knows how I get down already. She seen me knock somebody out at a security bank. That's another story. So she knows how I'm pissed and she knows I don't give a fuck how many. And I'm standing there and I'm in all red. Like I said, I'm in all red. And he's pulling me, he's pushing me, she's pulling me. We get to the end of the corridor where you're going to go either exit through the back or you're going to go around the stage, come back around on stage. And they had the tables there with all the food there. And there was Popeye's chicken and mashed potatoes and the biscuits and all that. And guess who's right there fucking serving himself a plate? Pitbull. Pitbull was there, Amanda Perez was there, all them. And he goes, hey, Papi, hey, man, you guys did a good job, Papi. I seen you guys up there, man. Keep pushing that shit, man. That's just dope. Thank you, bro. Thank you. And he's like, oh, don't worry about that. He saw what happened. He said, oh, don't worry about that, homie. I said, don't worry about it. You know, just do your thing, Papi. You'll be good. And then so Helen takes me off. We fucking go around. I go around, go look at Amanda Perez on stage because I was digging her shit at the time. She comes off stage. We take a picture immediately. She shows me love and says, hey, I seen you guys up there, man. That's dope. You guys keep doing it. Blah, blah, blah. I say, yeah, I'm on Coco 94. Oh, that's you? Oh, hell yeah, that's just dope. So we end up leaving. Lil Rob, this is why the title says, the thumbnail says, Lil Rob is not a real Sureno, and this is how I'm going to close it. He's not a real Sureno. Because if he was a real Sureno, when he saw me and the way that I was dressed, he knows what the fuck is up. Even if I'm not banging, he sees what's up. He could have hit me up. I'll guarantee you, though, I'm not banging, but if he would have hit me up, I wouldn't have backed down from him. There's no reason to. I'm a man and he's a fucking man. But when I seen him, I gave him respect as a fucking man. Brother to brother, I didn't see no fucking, hey man, I ain't with that. I'm with the music, bro. I'm not a banger. All my family is, I'm not coming here tripping on you. I let him know that he was cool, that he was not going to have any trouble. Don't worry about it because I'm here and I ain't letting nothing happen because I'm here. So the homies ain't going to come and fuck you up because they wanted to. A lot of homies wanted to get him in the alley. Just keep it a buck. So, you know, I felt like a fucking jackass when he turned around and then later after the show, when he got off stage and he's in his dressing room when I went up there and he pulled that shit on me like he didn't know who I was. Like he didn't know who the fuck I was and told them to close the door. And so Lil Rob is not a real Sureno because if he was, when he saw me, he would have banged on me. He would have never shook my motherfucking hand. He would have never took the picture with me. Okay? And there's people out there that know that, and he knows the story's true, and he could sit there and back if somebody ask him and say, he could sit there and say, oh, I don't remember that. I don't know what he's talking about, homie. Whatever, homeboy. You know Lil Rob, and I know that's true. So in the interest of being fair, Big Tone's correct. Because Lil Rob's not a legitimate fucking Sureno. He's a member. He's an affiliate. Like he said, he's not a gang banger. So to all you motherfuckers on the internet talking shit on Big Tone, and I'm not a fan, but I'm a fair motherfucker. And I'm going to call a ball to ball, strike to strike, a spade to spade. Lil Rob is not a fucking banger. He's a member. He's affiliated. He's part of something, but he's not a fucking banger. Yeah, there's pictures with him throwing up gang signs and all that. But when it came down to it, if I wish I would have still had a copy of the picture because you can see the look on his face. He don't have no sunglasses. His eyes are hella big. And the joke was for a long time was, damn, he looks scared, bro. Like he knows he shouldn't be taking a picture with you. Because we're locked up in hands like this. He's on one side, I'm on one side, and we're like this. And we're like that. My arms around him, his arms around me, and we're close. We're in tight like it's cool. And I know he hoped that photo never circulated, and it never did because we only made one copy of it because after when he disrespected me like that and I had to fucking get the fuck out of there or be stomped out by these motherfuckers because I knew I was outnumbered. No one was going to get my back. There was like 30 motherfuckers all together with MB Riders, Gemini playing skills. They were all kicking it together. They're all touring together. I would have got stomped out right there like a fucking idiot for trying to be respectful. So Lil Rob is not a real fucking Sureno. And all you motherfuckers out there saying he is, you know he isn't. And there's motherfuckers from his own hood and from down south that'll tell you he's not a real banger like that. No, he's a Sureno as far as an affiliate, but he's not a fucking banger. He didn't bang on me. He took a picture with me. He shook my motherfucking hand, acted like a bitch when it was me and him. Because if that motherfucker would have showed the same kind of energy when it was me and him by ourselves that he showed when his boys were in the locker room, I would have smashed that little motherfucker and he knew it. Not only because I'm bigger than him, but I know what the fuck I'm doing and he knew it. That's why he fucking was scared and bowed down and showed me respect when it was just me, him, and the photographer backstage in the corridor 2 hours before the show. 2 hours before the motherfucking show. So Lil Rob is not a real fucking Sureno. Lil Rob is a member. He's not a banger. So all you motherfuckers out there trying to clown Big Tone because he said what he said, Big Tone is right. And we stand on that. And I stand on that knowing and meeting the motherfucker. He's a bitch. And you're a bitch, Lil Rob. And I hate to do that to you, but the way you disrespected me that day, bro, I wish you would have done it when it was me and you one-on-one. I would have slapped that mustache off you. I would have took the brown rag off you and put it in my back pocket and let a real motherfucker represent that. Because I showed you respect, bro, as a brown brother. As a brown brother, regardless of what was going on at the time, I showed you respect. I understand your get down, but you should have been a fucking man. If you couldn't fuck with me, you should have said, nah, homie, I can't fuck with you. But you didn't. You didn't. So, That's why Lil Rob is not a real motherfucking Sureno. Raw&Uncut, raw reaction. Thank you for watching, like, and share, and subscribing. Thank you for being here. Thank you for fucking with me. If you want to see more videos like this, let me know, and I'll keep fucking with him. I like Big Tone. The dude is honest. He's real, and what he says is mature. He's got a good head, and I like the way he thinks. And I just hate it that people took the clip of this and started running it through the Southerner channels and all that, and they're just trying to clown him and shit and run their mouth. Lil Rob's a bitch, and tell him Rob D from Fresno said that shit. Rob D, aka Roberto Dinero. Okay? He knows who I am because he heard my shit being played on Coco 94 at the same time his shit was being played on Coco 94. They were always listening. They heard my 4 cuts getting played. They know who I am. He knows who I am. It is what it is. Raw&Uncut. Drop your comments down in the comment section. Let me know how you feel about it. Yo, we out this motherfucker.